Hi, this movie is for Chapter 7, Problem Solve 2. We're going to work on the query percent of sales, which is step 8 and 9. So the first thing I need to do is read through the problem and see what the expectation is. Create a query in design view based on gross sales and total gross sales. So these are queries, right? See that? They're queries. So those are the two queries we made in the last two steps, right? One is giving me the gross sales by category, and one is the total gross sales of everything. And so with those two values, we can determine the percentage of sales by category. So that's what we're going to do. That displays category, gross sales, and a calculated field called percent of gross sales. That will show the percentage of each category sales contributing to the total gross, right? Percent of gross sales is calculated by dividing gross sales by total gross sales. Then we're going to format it as percent. Okay, so let's go ahead and start that. We're going to create a query in design view, but instead of picking tables, we need to move over to queries, and we're going to pick total gross sales and query total gross sales. So we have our two queries that we're building this from, and it says we need category, gross sales, and then this calculated field called percent of gross sales. So I'm going to go to the first blank column, right click, zoom, and the name is going to be PCT percent of gross sales, colon, and then we're going to figure out here gross sales divided by total gross sales. So bracket, gross sales divided by total gross sales, square bracket. That's it for this one, right? So these do the underlying calculation, and then this we're going to use to decide what percentage of each item's category is part of the total. So if I run it, I'm going to get percent of gross sales is going to have the railroad ties, right? Because I did not do the one step necessary, and that is percent, right? So I'm going to right click, properties, format, percent. Now this one doesn't tell us any like decimals, so we're just going to leave it alone. Now I'm going to run it, and look, now we have the percent for each category. What percentage of the overall sales was that category? Let's see, did we miss anything about sorting? We did not. So let's go back. No, let's stay here, sorry. So really we have step 8 done. So let's look at 9. Run the query. Okay, I did that. In datasheet view, add a total to the bottom of gross sales. So I'm going to add that total row here, and we want to sum percent, and it should equal 100. So one of the techniques there is that you do that sum when you're doing the percent of something, just to make sure that you have everything. So all of these slices of the pie should equal an entire pie, or 100%. So we're going to go ahead and save this as qryPctOfSales, and go ahead and OK, and we're good with that one. So we are done with step 9 and this movie. The next movie will start with the next group.